And we are here for another Infinite Wisdom podcast. And I can't tell you how excited I am tonight to be welcoming my friend, Bob Sima, who is a fantastic, really, I think, a fantastic musician. And he is going to jump straight into our hearts and get them beating all at the same time. I tell you, if anybody could do it, he can do it. And he doesn't really know how I'm going to run this interview. So this is all going to be very live and impromptu as we like it. So please welcome Bob, everybody. And Bob, let me get you spotlighted here.
Hi, everyone.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi.
So I was saying to Bob before we opened up the call that this is a perfect night for us to be talking to him because some people may be feeling a little off kilter for various reasons, and I won't go into those right now. But what we really need is the shot in the arm of love, coherence, joy, heart that Bob can so beautifully deliver. But we'll get to that after we talk a little. So, Bob, let's go back to you as a little guy. And what were you doing as a little guy? Were you roaming the woods? Where were you and what were you doing?
How did you know?
Lucky guess.
Well, back in that day, we all were roaming the woods. We were on our bikes and we were wandering through the neighborhood and we weren't really in the house. So we were digging in the dirt, climbing trees, getting into all sort of good trouble. Yeah. But
And where was that?
I grew up in Maryland,
Mhm.
so about a half an hour outside of Baltimore in this beautiful little bucolic suburb.
How nice.
Yeah.
And were you one of many siblings or?
One of five. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Big Catholic family.
Gotcha. And where did you fall in the lineup?
The baby.
The baby.
Yep.
I'm an oldest and I married the baby.
Are you? Okay. All
Yes.
right. So you got
Yes.
that dynamic
Got
playing
that
out.
dynamic going. Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful.
So were you interested? What were you interested in those days?
Well, you're talking little guy, like real little?
Elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school. I was into, sports and diving and yeah, just really just going outside. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, you hit right on the head. I was a child of the wild blue yonder. I just wandered around wherever I could go. But no, I didn't really get into music until I was probably 12, 13 years old. And
How did that happen?
I stumbled into my sister's room. That's
Uh-huh.
how that happened. I knew something was going on in there. I didn't know what they were doing in there, but I heard this and there was just something going on and they didn't let me in there, so I had to kind of sneak in there when she was at school or whatever. But I just, she had a record collection and the first thing I ever heard was um probably so like Black Sabbath, like if you can believe that. That's what she was listening to. My parents called it the devil worshiping music, but it was just, to me, it was just like, it just came alive. And this was, record players. And just, I remember just being just swept away into the whole thing. Like my little brain couldn't even comprehend what was going on. So, yeah, so that's how I got sort of into the fold of music was in my sister's room listening to some of her albums, and then Led Zeppelin and all the other ones came right after that. So
This was in the 70s then, early
yeah,
70s?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Like
And
early '80s, late '70s. Yeah,
oh, okay. Was she a teenager at that time?
yeah, yeah. So my sister Nancy, she was 4 years older than me. She is
Okay.
still to this day. I haven't caught up.
Though you may try.
Yeah.
Um, so then what did you do with that interest in music? Where did you go? Did you go into high school and maybe pick up a guitar or what happened?
Yeah, I picked up a guitar and got it from the Sears catalog and got a little guitar amp, and then I went to my first guitar lesson And my guitar teacher gave me a little, like I can't remember what the song was, but just Mary Had a Little Lamb kind of thing. Read these notes and come back next week and play these for me. And I said, okay, and I went home and I looked at it and I just was like, I don't know. I don't like this. This isn't, I don't want to do this. So I learned how to play, I learned how to play Smoke on the Water. You remember that song.
I do.
And I brought it into the teacher and I said, he goes, did you learn a thing? I said, no, but check this out. And I had it down, I did the whole thing and he handed me my book and he said, this is not for you. This, you're fired basically. And, I think I probably cried and had a breakdown or whatever. And my mom just said, oh, you'll figure it out on your own. So that was a great day. That was a great day because instead of going down a path where I would have really struggled and tried to learn and from my left brain, I just figured it out. I just learned all the chords and sang all the James Taylor, Neil Young songs I could figure out. And that, kind of
Yes,
started
I
from
can.
there.
Okay, there we go.
So, I got it. So yeah, that's how it all began. And, it was probably like 14, 15.
Well, I remember because I taught myself guitar also on my
Mhm.
dad's old guitar. It's a massive, it's called a jumbo Gibson.
Oh yeah.
And way too big for me. Like, I'd have to go like this.
Hmm.
But I made a dent in my leg. It was just, just
Yeah.
so big. But I remember that I had these books with the guitar chords, and they would show you where your
Yeah.
fingering was supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
really was so helpful, you
That's
know.
all you need. Anybody here listening right now that doesn't know how to play the guitar, that's all you need. You just need a little chord book, and they don't even need a chord book. You just go on to Google, and it tells you where to put your fingers. There's about 15, 20 chords that you ever want to learn, and you got this beautiful little capo that moves it around on the neck, and it's really not that complicated. And that's as far into the rabbit hole I went. I don't read music. I don't even want to read music. I want it to be I want every time they could pick up the guitar to be another adventure of like, wow, what's that? What's that?
Oh
So,
my
yeah.
goodness, that's so cool. That's really beautiful. And so you were playing everybody else's songs and into high school. And at what point did you start to write your own?
I mean, I was writing songs right away. I mean, I was
Oh,
right in the back of the Grateful Dead anthology. I was writing it in the back of the book, like where the blank pages were. And I mean, I had songs written all through there. And right away, my late teens. Um, I don't know if they were, anything. They say a poet at, what do they say? A poet at 17 is 17. A poet at 30 is a poet. There's a
mm,
difference. So
yeah.
I that really wasn't, but it was a start. You had to start somewhere, and so I'm pretty sure I wrote some really bad songs just to get them out of the way.
Do you
Just get-
still have those liner notes from the anthology or whatever? It'd be great to pull those out every now and
Probably a
then.
box in somewhere. I don't have a lot of things that I don't I don't have a lot of things. So um, I don't know. I don't think I have any of that stuff anymore. That
So
might be a good thing.
let's talk a little bit about you, what your path was, because you had a kind of a mainstream path on the one hand, and then did you have a spiritual path yet? I know you were brought up Catholic,
Mhm.
but what happened when you were a teenager? Did you start to investigate other kinds of faith, or where did your spiritual path take you?
Yeah, I mean the Catholic got it started. It got it started. I always liked the idea of Jesus, of Yeshua, and I loved the teachings and I loved all the parables. And I think the way a parable hits you is it kind of hits you in your physical and also your spiritual body. Like you're like, what's going on here? That's not that simple. There's more depth there. So I think that's what got me started. So I'm grateful to my parents for bringing me into that space. And then I probably got to be a teenage years. I heard this quote the other day and it kind of made me chuckle. It's like being a Catholic is like, it's like playing the trombone. It's like by the time you're 18, you don't have to do it anymore, you know? And I don't really like fully believe that, but that's kind of what happened to me is I was literally riding my bike one day. At the bottom of this hill, I would have turned left to go to church. And this is when I could go on my own without my parents. To the right, I was going to go hang out with my friends in the woods. And I turned right and my wheel fell off and I flipped over the handlebars and busted my face. I
Oh,
should have learned right then and there, man.
oh
But
my gosh.
I didn't learn the lesson. But anyway, so I was, we were kids like 18, 19 into college and stuff. We were starting to like experiment with like mushrooms and psychedelics and weed and stuff. So I always say that I was like looking for God. I was looking for spirit in there,
Mhm,
altered states of consciousness, that kinds of thing. And I started reading Carlos Castaneda at like
mm,
15 years
mhm.
old. I just got my first book from him. And so, yeah, I was kind of probably always on that path. I think I was a mystic when I was just a kid. So that, that's kind of where it all began. And then probably late 20s, you get to that place where, you get the job and you go to college, you get the job out of college and, at least for me, and I just kind of became numb. Like,
Mm.
I'm supposed to be happy right now, and I'm not. And that's when I really started my spiritual path. And I started reading and listening. Wayne Dyer was probably the main guy that I listened to
Mm.
get some alternate, paths going. And yeah, and that's what started. And around that time is when I had heard this phrase from Wayne Dyer. He said, "Don't die with your music in you, still in
Mm.
you." And that got me going because I had the guitar was sitting on the couch for years and years and years, and I just picked it up and I was learning all these lessons from him and Eckhart Tolle and all these teachers, and I was forgetting most of what they were like. I would just stack one teaching on top of the other, and I'd kind of lose. It never really stuck. So for me, I wrote songs so that it would stick, so that I would remember these things.
Ah,
So it was this kind of crazy little way of kind of this crazy little tool that I did for myself. So I'd write a song and then I'd play it over and over and over again and I'd remember the lesson that I'd learned from Wayne Dyer or Eckhart Tolle or whatever. And so the songs became like these like spiritual tools, if you will, for me. And so that's really where I found my love of music and songwriting kind of merged with my spiritual path. And that's really where all this began for me as far as my musical career.
that's fascinating. And I love how it just kind of came naturally as a way to remember.
Mm,
And and I can say from the music that I've heard of yours, um, it goes deep. It's sometimes the words are fairly simple, but the energy of them goes deep.
mm,
And that's probably because it it had such meaning for you and it came out through the resonance of your songwriting. Oh, that is fascinating. So you had a regular job like many of us did, and then this parallel life going on of opening with Wayne Dyer and some of the same teachers that I used as well.
mm.
And so at what point did well, were you performing this whole time, or were you just kind of playing at parties, or what were you? How were you, performing your music?
Well, once I had a collection of songs, I just went up to a coffee shop and started playing. And I'd pull out my old books of the covers and just throw those in, just because I didn't have a big catalog. But people would just sit down and listen, like, "Wow, this is great." And so I slowly built up a repertoire of songs, and then I've slowly grabbed, I got a little band together. I got a three-piece band, and we started playing at, like parties and little. We were in Annapolis, Maryland, which has a really cool little music scene there. So we were
Mhm.
playing around there, and I did that for a couple years, and then I really got super serious just about the writing part. and I wanted to go solo. So I just wanted to get up and play my own songs with nobody else, And that's really what I've been doing ever since. It's just soloing, and my wife Shannon though, who sings with me. But yeah, so that was kind of how it began, just like coffee shops, little three-piece band, and then I got real serious about writing, and then I kind of went into the folk world, and there's just different song contests that you can get into, so you can get booked at these different events, and it's a lot of networking through the folk community. So I did that for kind of a while, probably 2 albums, 3 albums. And then I started learning about these alternative sort of spiritual centers and churches, and I started doing yoga. And then I started realizing my music kind of fits that path really well. And so I kind of, you know, I was still doing the folk stuff, but adding in the spiritual centers, and then I started getting booked for conferences and things like that. And yeah, it just kind of snowballed and just kind of took off.
And
And
then at what point did you, I mean, was that when you decided to do it full time and leave your job, your other job?
it was a while. It was a
Mhm.
while. I met Shannon, my wife Shannon, at a event I was doing with Marianne Williamson. I got this great opportunity to play event with her, and Shannon, my wife, came to see her, and that's how we connected. And then after we connected, she is just this tremendous human being who just supports, and so she kind of jumped right in and supported me, and for years, and just helped with the website and the booking. And then so when she really jumped in is when I was like, I could probably leave behind the other career, the other job, and take it on full time. So it's been about a little over about 12 years.
Wow.
So it's not that long, but it seems like it seems like it's been a while. Yeah.
Well, I have to say that the combination of yours and Shannon's voices is so beautiful. I mean, it's hand in glove the way your voices are so beautiful together. Um, and I just have to tell everybody that I wrote about this a little bit in the email, but when we were at the Holo Movement in Nashville last May, we would sit for a very long time in the audience, seeing performer after performer, and everybody was wonderful. Speakers, performers, singers, dancers, and it just for kind of hours we were sitting there. And I remember when you walked out on stage with Shannon, and you were just kind of nonchalant, hey everybody, and whatever, and then all of a sudden you just go whoa, and this energy just poured out of you, and your command of your guitar, the way you're literally one thing, you and the
Mm.
guitar are one being. uh and I was a professional singer, so I've been performing my whole life until the last 15 years when I haven't done any of it basically. But holy cow, um you just commanded the room, and it was a room that was sort of overstimulated,
Yeah.
but you managed to get everybody on the feet, clapping, singing. Really, that was quite impressive, I have to say.
Well,
And
thank
then of
you.
course when we did We Rise in San Francisco,
Mm.
and uh I had heard one of your songs, the Holy Green Tree song, and I was working on this. For people who don't know, I was working on this ritual that was supposed to be sort of the climax of the We Rise as One experience, something so that we could take everything that had been heard and felt and so on, and then ritualize it in a way when you're even just sitting in your chair. How can we help people connect and to drop the veil and perceive one another as not separate? So I had been working on this ritual, and I heard Holy Green Tree, and I went, "Oh my God, that, I mean, it's so perfect."
Mm.
And then Bob played it, and then it was like an explosion went off, because the entire place flew on their feet, and they were singing along full bellied, I have pictures of the audience and the grins on people's faces and they're waving their arms. It was so amazing. It was like somebody popped a cork and all the bubbles came out. And you were just magnificent. You were just magnificent. And in the other song as well, equally so. So anyway, I just thought people would like to know how this all evolved for you. And then of course, I think it'd be great if you wouldn't mind sharing a song or two. And then after that, we'll have some Q&A and see what people want to ask. But I really wanted to give everybody the treat of your voice, your music, your guitar, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, thank you. You want to hear a song now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me get myself situated. One second.
Okay. In the meantime, everybody, get ready to clap, stomp, do it. Because it's going to be fun.
Well, the question is, do you want to hear Holy Green Tree or do you want...
Well, I think we have to hear it because not everybody was at.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you kind of I think you made that like a request. I think that was
set it up. I set it up a little. And tell a story of how this came about.
I will. I was going to say that, by the way, hello, everyone. I see you up in the little strip there. So nice to be with you. I didn't think I actually said that. Yeah, this song was born in Mexico, where we take our retreat every year. We take a group to Mexico on the Yucatan, up in kind of in the middle of the jungle, and it's called Boldly Going Nowhere. It's a retreat it's an undoing rather than a learning. So as part of that retreat, the couple of years before we started the retreat, we had done a sweat lodge, which is a Mayan sweat lodge with a shaman. And it's called a temescal in Mexico, and you sit in this beautiful hut, and you're breathing in this beautiful vapors and steam from these very steaming rocks. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before. And we get out of this sweat lodge, and he takes us to a tree, and it's just me and Shannon. We were the only two people there, and he takes us to this huge tree, and I didn't have my glasses on, and we totally just had released all this stuff. We were crying and we're laughing, and so he says, sing to this tree, El Lakesh, Alakin. We're singing this strange phrase. We had no idea what we were singing, but we were like crying. We were like experiencing this feeling of like, what are we singing? And when we were driving back with him, he took us back to our hotel, and I said, what were we singing? And he said, well, the phrase is, I am another you, you are another me. And you did such a beautiful experience that you created around this song in San Francisco at the We Rise thing. So that's the story behind the song. And I wrote the song right after that. It wasn't long. It was like the same day. I think I wrote most of the song, and then I sat on it for probably a year or two because I didn't have the last verse of it. And the last verse of it, I had this weird like this weird guilt that I'm singing with a piece of wood about a tree, and I'm like, something feels weird. I need to address the tree, So anyway, the last verse sort of gets into the tree part. So yeah, Holy Green Tree is called. Spirit comes and spirit goes, and every breath we breathe, it's running through my veins, flowing through your leaves, in the memory of my skin, in your roots deep down within, in my bones and in your branches, you and me are kin. And I am another you, you are another me, we live in harmony, holy, holy green tree. I am another you, you are When they cut you to the core, sweep you from the forest floor, I lay you on my knee and we carve out our melody. These notes, these bones, these branches, these leaves, these hands, these roots, these valleys, these trees, we are one breath, one life, one love, one heart, one reverie, and one song. And I am another you, you are another me. We breathe in harmony. Holy, holy green tree. I am another you, you are another me. Live in harmony. Holy, holy green tree.
Oh my gosh, Bob.
Oh,
Thank you.
So good. Am I
Thank
right,
you.
everyone?
Mm.
So good.
so good.
And now you're
Thank
going to
you.
be humming that tune for the next week because that's what happened to me. I could not stop singing that song.
Don't want it to end.
Isn't it
Oh,
just fabulous?
thank
So
you.
fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
And
Susan.
that whole idea about, you cut it down and then it ends up on your knee. That is such a beautiful imagery, such beautiful imagery.
That one came from some work. Yeah, I really had to sit with it because yeah, those words flew out of me when I finally got it. It's like, oh yeah. And then I went back to the verse that these notes, these bones, these branches, these leaves, these
Yeah.
hands, these roots, these valleys,
Ah,
these streets.
ah,
It's just like, and then I looked up the DNA of trees and I started going down all of that. And yeah, learning about the aspens in Colorado and Utah that are 60,000 acres and it's just one tree. So it
yeah.
all brought it all together. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Boy, I really needed to hear that.
Mm.
It
Thank you.
feels
Thank
so
you.
good. Um, so, uh, do you have some like favorites, tunes
Mm.
of your that you have, you know,
Mm.
you just love the most?
I love this song. I love a song called These Mountains. I love that song. And I love this song called Never Finished.
Mm.
And, it's on the new album. When I say new album, it was from last year, maybe even 2 years ago now. I've got a lot of work to do. I got another 25 songs to put out, but it's from the last album, and it feels so potent for me right now. I got the song from a massage therapist who was working on me, and he put his hands on me, and I just felt this magic coming through his hands. He was a Jamaican guy, and the moment he put his hands on me, I wanted to talk to him. Usually I just, wanted to zone out when I'm getting a massage. His gift was so clear. It was like
Mm.
right, I could feel it in my body. So I started to have a little conversation with him on the table. and I just asked him, I said, where did, like you're asking me, like, where did you get this gift? Where did this all start? And he said when he was in Jamaica, his grandmother, and I pictured just this little Jamaican woman, and he said he looked at her and she looked up in his eyes, in her eyes, and she said, if you perfect, because she saw him, I guess she saw him like working on people and stuff. If you perfect your healing touch, if you perfect, your gift, your feet will never be finished. And that phrase just struck me, meaning your work will never be done. You will always have people to share that gift with as long as you're on planet Earth, and you'll be taken care of. It won't even feel like you're working, and it's just all of that came through in that song, and
Wow.
it's just one of those songs that I write. I have to sing it at every concert. I don't think I don't think I've skipped skipped that one at a concert in a long time. So that one's probably my current favorite.
You feel like playing it for us?
You want to hear it? Yeah,
Of
of course.
course.
Yeah. Um, Sing a song to the heart of the world. Never work a day in your life. Fill a hole in the soul of the earth. Never work a day in your life. Sit beside and give of your time. Lay your hands on, look deep in their eyes, and let love radiate from your smile. Never work a day. Your cup will overflow and always be replenished. You'll never be lost. The path will be clear and your feet will never be finished. Sing a song to the heart of the world. Never work a day in your life. And fill a hole in the soul of the earth. Never work a day in your life. Breathe belief into the pocket of the thief, and be life for those drowning in grief. Whisper home for the people on the streets. Never work a day. Your cup will overflow and always be replenished. You'll never be lost. The path will be clear and your feet will never be finished. Give from your overflowing cup. Listen more, you've already said enough. Mind your energy and seek to know yourself. Let the wind blow its song through your breath. Create and recreate from your depth. Sing your song so that they will never forget. Sprinkle wonder out in every direction. Dance wild, spread love's beautiful infection, and laugh out loud at the ridiculous perfection. Never work a day. Leave a legacy, leave something in this place. Something wonderful and wise to show the way. Ancestors smile, descendants patiently await. Live your life like that legacy is today. Live your life like that legacy is today. 'Cause there's no time like this moment to give all of your gifts away.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Live your
Thank you.
life
Thank
like your
you.
legacy is today. Ah, that's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Bob, I want to make sure that we give
Yeah.
people a way to get your music. I mean, this is music for the soul. It really, really is. And when we're having, when we're questioning, you know, I mean, so many times when I'm doing the Monday meditations or the channelings or whatever, we are being encouraged every single time for how to stand in these times and remember that we're not alone. And I feel like these songs of yours are those kinds of messages as well,
Hmm.
because we have to hear them over and over like you did when you made them. We
Yeah.
need to keep remembering, put it in the
Yeah.
car, put it in your kitchen, put it in your phone, whatever, and tap in.
That's kind of the mantra here within my world is that, I keep, I get invited to speak and do workshops and all this stuff, and I remember to myself like the music is the spiritual practice. You can just put the music on and even if it's even like in the background, and you'll catch a phrase and go, oh wow, I'd never heard it that way before. I mean, so they're like these prayers and these like so it's music is spiritual practice, and I'm glad you picked up on that because it's not really for the passive listening. I mean, it can be, you could walk into a coffee shop and hear any of these albums playing because they sound like commercially like viable, but messages that are coming through are so timely for
Oh,
this little span of time that I've had here, and where humanity is where you start getting into the Kali Yugas and all these
yeah,
spaces
yeah,
that we're
yeah.
in, and there's a potency that comes through this that kind of knocks my socks off sometimes, and so yeah, so the music is available on the website if they want to reach out to the website. I can put it in there, or you can put it in there, but it's the one of the best ways to get it is we have a USB that has all of the music on it, and it's just 10 albums worth of music and all the lyrics and videos and stuff. So that's one thing that people tend to like to get.
Is
Um,
it just bobsima.com?
well,
No,
let me.
it's something else. You have
What's
another.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. I remember I was looking at it today. And I remember
It's
it's something else. It's a phrase,
where the
right?
light gets in.
Where the light gets in.
Yeah,
Cohen.
gets in.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll put it in here, and if what gets that's not, I gotta spell it right. Sorry. What? Where the
You see, I can do it.
yeah, Lig. It's kind of a small type. Where the light gets in. Yeah, there you go. So
Okay.
hit that later or hit it now and leave it open in your browser. It'll be there. But yeah, you can also, look at what else we're doing. The retreat that we have is coming up in March. It's the registration's closed, but we just had somebody sign up the other day that, so it's in the middle of March, so it's right around the corner. But I also do a program called the Song of Your Soul,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
let's talk about that.
that's a that's like a one-on-one engagement that I take with people where I sit with them over Zoom, and it's got like a coaching container to it. Like it's meant to be like therapeutic. Like we go through things that people are working on, and I write a song for them at the end of the journey. So it's usually a 4-week journey that we take, and we write a song so that they'll remember the work that we uncovered and unpacked and the things that we together discovered. And another way to do it is just, hey, I want to somebody if somebody just wants me to write them a custom song for their life, for their legacy, for their kids, I can do that as well. So it's called the Song of Your Soul, and it's one
I
of my
love
favorite
that.
things to do.
No,
Yeah.
I love that so much, and to know that you have kind of a melody and lyrics that make sense to you, But I also think what a beautiful gift that would be for somebody for a special birthday or an anniversary or something. I mean, how unique and special.
It's
It's got
really
me
fun.
thinking about who I could do that
Yeah,
for.
please do. Yeah, I've written it for couples. First she got it, and then he wanted to get her one, and it went back and forth, and that kind
Everybody
of
needs
thing.
their own
It's
song.
so much fun, and I've written it for my first client was an 83-year-old woman who you know it's funny because she thought she was wanted to write a song for her children to remember her, but we got into the coaching part of it, I really uncovered some things for her to make her realize that there's already a disconnection. Not I wouldn't say they forgot about her, but there was already a disconnection. So the song ended up being more of like a bridge for them for
Mm.
them to come back together. While she's still
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and kind of healed through some old stuff that they had been working on. So So, you know, you never know what you're going to uncover in these situations. And, you know, so that it's magic. It's a magical thing to do. So I,
Well, I love that last example because music has a way of getting in the cracks into the nooks and crannies that nothing else can really get in there like that. I
exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
you know,
And if it's targeted, you know, like
yeah,
that little Trojan horse kind of slips in and
exactly.
it's like, let me throw these messages in there to the kids and, brought them into hopefully some reminders of like, oh, mom's still here. Why are we not spending more time together? Why are we not, asking her questions? And so
Mhm.
it was just one of those things that like the music was the vehicle for that
Yeah,
conversation. Yeah.
beautiful. So beautiful. So we can think of these songs as healing vehicles um,
Yeah,
as well,
for
not
sure.
just celebratory, but healing. That's gorgeous. What
Yeah.
are you working on right now?
I mean, I'm working on 4 songs for clients right now. Like they're all, it's like I'm juggling plates, like I have these 4 songs. I'm starting to get into the retreat like mode. We're leaving in about 3 weeks. So I'm getting into mode of the programming for that. I'm writing other songs for my 11th album. I teach at a school 1 day a week for kids that are all over the spectrum. So I do a music experience with them. I mean, there's a lot going on, in my little world here. So, but those are the main things, right? Kind of working with these one-on-one clients and writing these songs for them. And I mean, I have other just coaching clients that I work with just one-on-one without the songwriting component. And yeah, yeah.
Do you have, I think you've got some tours also this summer.
I mean, I have a bunch of events. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're mostly like I'm going to be on tour most of the summer, and
Mhm.
that's going to be like starting. I'm going to be so we're going to be up your way at
I
Kripalu,
know.
at that retreat center for a weekend retreat, and then probably up in like Rochester and Albany and those areas, and then shooting across the country to hopefully hit it's still kind of all being formed, but I'm going to end up with Dan Siegel out in uh, out in British Columbia at
Oh, wow.
at this Hollyhock Retreat Center.
Yeah, wonderful
Yeah,
place.
yeah, and then we're gonna do some other events on the West Coast, and then there's a lot. Yeah, if you go to the website, you can see it all. Most of it. It's just dates being added every day, so it's all kind of in
Perfect.
flow right now. Yeah,
Well, we have people from all over the country on the call and on
yeah,
my list. So, if you see where Bob is performing and if you can get there, I highly recommend it. And we've been blessed to have this taste of what you do um, tonight. I wanted to see if there was anybody out there who had a question for Bob or maybe even a request. I don't know.
mm.
But anybody put your little yellow hand up because I can't see everybody's face at this point. And if you put your little yellow hand up, you'll come to the top of the scroll bar. Surely you must have some kind of question. I didn't ask everything in the world. Do you have kids?
I have an adult son. He's 24.
Ah, wonderful.
24. He's an adult mostly.
Well, he's got a ways to go.
Yeah, he's got a
We
ways to
know
go.
they're not really there until 30. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, all right, good. All right, we'll just kind of
well, at least I shouldn't say anything.
hold that vision out. Yeah.
Yeah. And is he into music?
He's a rapper. Actually, he's a hip hop artist. Yeah, he lives
Oh,
in Palm Springs. You can look him up too. His Cozy Heights is his name. Cozy Heights, Heights. He's just starting out, but he's absolutely phenomenal. I think he's like Post Malone level talent.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, but he's very shy about it. I wouldn't say shy, but he's very protective of it. And he's a bit of a perfectionist, so his music is slowly getting out there. I just put it that way.
Uh-huh. Good for him. But that's a whole different level of talent, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Does he write all his lyrics ahead of time or does he do them spontaneously?
Uh, he writes. Yeah, I don't actually know. I've seen him record, and he just kind of says it like live, and then he stops, then he records some more, and it just kind of flows out. But I think he ends up typing it out and transcribing it. But
Mhm.
yeah, so he's obsessed with it. So he's got the perfect obsession, which is what you need for this
That's
kind of work.
exactly what
You
you
need to be
need.
obsessed with it. There's no other way around it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if nobody has a question, then can we hear one more tune, please?
Oh, yeah. Um, Nobody has any questions, or does this say anything to me?
Susan, you want to say something? Hold
I
on.
will say something. Susan here behind in the dark. Should I raise my hand so you can see where I am? I didn't put
Uh,
I was
Strangely,
eating
it's
supper.
oh, there
So
you are.
anyway,
Okay, go
yeah.
ahead.
Sorry, I don't have a picture. But I am mesmerized. I was crying through the first song or
Aw.
two. So thank you, Hope. And I am humbled to say, Bob, that I haven't heard you before. So I don't have any questions because I'm still a little, starstruck or whatever.
Oh, oh, yeah. I'm glad that we got to meet. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a
Absolutely.
lot of people that don't know who I am, so I'm glad that I have
Well,
one less person that doesn't know who I am.
I have a son and a grandson that are going to get to know you really quick.
Oh,
So,
where are you in the world? Where do you live?
northern Wisconsin.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Think trees, bears, deer.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. Well, it's nice to meet you, and thank you for connecting with the
Meet
music.
you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So,
Anybody else?
yeah,
Susan?
I don't know how to raise my hand. Bob, have you been on Global Peace Tribe?
I think so. Is that the show with Scott?
Scott.
Yes,
Yes, I was on there. Maybe you saw me there.
I watched every show.
Oh yeah, yeah, I was on there a couple of times because we were doing that show. I think you were on that same night that I was on, right, Hope?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he helped
Been
us
on a few
promote the
times.
Grace Cathedral. He was
Oh,
at the
right.
Grace Cathedral when we were there, broadcasting from there, if I remember correctly.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, Susan. Yeah, maybe you would have seen us on there, seen me on there.
I would have.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Wonderful.
great.
Oh,
So
thank you.
blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
And
you.
you're so busy. I would love to see you come back to Global Peace Tribe.
Yeah, I'm overdue. Yeah, I need to check back in. Sometimes I'll be looking on Facebook and see them on there, and kind of get that warm feeling of beautiful people.
Yeah, every Wednesday and Saturday night at 6 p.m.
Mm,
Pacific time.
yeah. Yeah, I need to reach out to the Jeffrey is who was trying to get me on there. Yeah, Jeffrey. You know Jeffrey, right?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, he's on there every single time. He's the one that got me connected. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, do you know who that is, Hope?
no.
Jeffrey.
No, I don't either.
Well, but you can just reach right out to Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm tapped in with Scott. I just need to, yeah, like you said, just gotta reach out.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, for
We'd
sure.
love to have you back.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
Thanks, Susan. Well, let's have another tune,
Okay.
and then we'll close it out. I could get the marshmallows going and sit around the fire all night here with you, but we don't go much past an hour, so
No, that's okay. I believe it or not, I actually have another podcast to get on at 9 something or
oh, okay.
Well, it's a woman that I wrote her theme song for her business, her coaching business, and she's having this big summit. So I was like, it says 7:30 to 9, but I'm not sure. So hers starts at 9, or hers is over at 9:30. So I was like, I'm gonna just jump off here when I'm done, and I'll run over
Perfect.
go from one
perfect.
Zoom room to the other, right?
There you go. Perfect.
Well, I'm curious when people put something in the comments of like what kind of mood they're in or what kind of word that's on their heart that I could pull a song out for. I'd love to get some kind of interaction here with, like maybe a word like love. Okay, I love that. Love.
Passionate joy.
Okay.
Touched by the honesty. The thing, oops, what did I do? Hold on, pressed the wrong thing there. I mean,
Well, that's okay.
They're loving what you said, what you played.
Unity, okay.
Unity. Well, you could play the thing that the beautiful song you played at the end of We Rise.
I could do that. Evolve in peace. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling a different song. I'm feeling something more. I mean, y'all are up in Wisconsin, and it's cold, and there's lots of snow.
Yes, yeah, we are very.
Like, you need to move. You need to move. I'm in Florida, and it's like 70 degrees, and so I have this real deep passion for people that are going through the winter right now. So this is a song about unity, about peace, and about evolving. So, and love. So I couldn't quite get the touch by the honesty, but that might have just been a comment. So this song is for getting your little self moving, if you like, and it's written for all of those four purposes, and it's called The Movers, The Shakers, and The Peacemakers.
Ah, perfect.
With our eyes wide shut in the still of the night, we sit and hold the vision. When the fears burn wild, we don't run and hide. We see a world with no division. We see with one love, one heart, one drum beating to a song that's singing us home. We dance in white light under the starlight. We are the sacred seeds of the sound of all. And we say, I hope, amen, om shanti om. And we say, I hope, amen, om shanti om. We are the movers and the shakers and the peacemakers. We are the movers and the shakers and the peacemakers.
So good.
So
If
you moving
you
a
had
little.
sung that on the stage at Woodstock, you would have slayed the whole place. Can you just
Oh,
see that? That was like, oh, so good.
thank
So,
you.
so good. Oh my gosh, Bob. Thank you. Thank you a million times.
Thank
And
you.
this is going to get replayed and replayed and replayed because, and I hope people buy your albums and come to see you wherever you're going and get a soul song of soul, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And you know that you just keep thriving because you're a treasure. Really, you're a treasure.
Thank you. Thank you for putting this on and for giving people a microphone and putting a community together and just doing this. Thank you for including me in this beautiful party that you got going on. It was,
It's my great pleasure, believe
yeah.
me.
Well, you're a light in the world, Hope. You really are. And I appreciate
Thank
you.
you very
And
much. And so are you. And so are we all here.
aren't we all? Yeah.
We all are. So,
thank you.
everybody, if you want to unmute and just say something beautiful to Bob before we sign off, just give him a woohoo. I don't know.
Aho.
Oh, there
Thank
go.
you.
Woohoo.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you.
gratitude.
Thank you so
Many
much.
blessings. Thank you so much.
Grateful.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Really
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you, guys.
inspiring.
Thank you.
That's what we aim for around here.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Much love.
Stay warm and
Thank
keep your
you.
hearts open.
Yeah.
Peace.